Well, boys and girls, things are getting serious. Not in a funny kind of way. The clowns sure are out. And behind their big red lips are blood-stained fangs. So shall we move on? It's the 3rd of June. Yeah, this summer is going to be hot. Very scorching hot. And not just in Ukraine. Now, so almost all of NATO, with main exclusion as being, of course, Slovakia and Hungary. Oh, and the Italians. The Italians seem to have suddenly gotten to a point where they start to realize they're going to be on the losing side again. So they're trying to put a break to it. Maloney found the backbone. That'd be something interesting. So all the others said, yeah, sure, use our weapons to attack inside Russia. Well, first of all, most of those weapons were already being used. Those Vampire multiple launch rocket systems are manned by Czechs. And as I'd mentioned before, my sources in Kharkov were telling me that the local military medical facility is full of wounded Czechs. Because those little bastards are being hunted down by our Lancet and our aviation and being destroyed. Of course, they're hiding those Vampire multi-launch rocket systems inside of civilian infrastructure. See, I guess that's a new NATO tactic. And they're firing against civilians. So, HIMARS, yesterday, 2 hours of HIMARS firing on Belgrade. Thank God nobody was killed. All the rockets were taken out. But as I say again, those are Americans in those HIMARS firing on Russia. It's the American army shit-dipped as mercs, pretending to be mercs, fighting against Russian civilians. Using also American satellites to bring those missiles in on target. From start to end, those are Americans. Things are getting very serious. If they hit something, there's going to be retaliation. And we're probably going to be retaliation sooner or later into Poland. And that big old base right across Lvovsky Oblast. The Poles have, with lots and lots of NATO little peons walking around. It's going to be one big friggin' target. It's got a lot of equipment on there, a lot of explosives that they need to transfer over into Ukraine. So sooner or later, that's going to be a big boom. And then NATO is going to have a choice to go ahead and escalate into World War III, or to throw the Poles under the bus. 50-50, where that goes. So there you go. Oh, and Zelenskyy, you gotta love this. Zelenskyy went to the Philippines, where he's now forming an alliance with the Philippines against China, where he's bad-mouthing the Chinese, who are, by the way, his biggest trade partner still. So thank you, Zelenskyy. You're the gift that keeps on giving. No wonder nobody will kill this moron. He's the biggest gift you can get. The Belgians were laughing at him when he left, videotaped the Belgian members of parliament after his last little speech. We're all laughing, smirking. Of course they're laughing, smirking, by the way. It's not Belgians dying yet. Well, except for some mercs and special forces. The ones that are mostly dying are Ukrainians, which are Russians. And then, well, my American friends, I've been warning you. I've been warning you for quite a long time. And the crackdown is started. That soft tyranny is turning steadily harsher and harsher. You see, when Trump was convicted on all 34 counts, that's your last sign that the judicial system has been fully weaponized against the opponents of the regime. Now, and if they go after the ex-president and the main opposition candidate, you damn well know they're going to start going after everyone else. So how do you understand this? Well, here's the little quandary. Once one political side that happens to be in power at the moment starts to fully utilize the judicial system to suppress its opponents, it can no longer leave power. It will do anything to stay in power, including mass murder, because they damn well know that the moment they leave power, that opposition comes into power is going to do the exact same thing to them. The exact same thing. And no way in hell they're going to sit around and wait that out and let them do that. No, they're not. So what you got now is a dead-end state. They're going to go to the very end. So it's, they stole the elections in 2020. Of course they're going to steal the elections again. Nothing's changed. But what I'm going at is, now that Trump's been convicted, it's only been, 2 days? Scott Ritter and Judge Napolitano. Now, I've been on several programs with Scott. I've been interviewed by Scott. I've been on various podcasts with Scott. And I'm trying to get Scott on my English language interview. So if anyone wants to write Scott Ritter, we were trying to get a time together, but haven't succeeded so far. And really would like to get Judge Napolitano, or be on Judge Napolitano's program sometime, but unfortunately I don't have his contacts, so. But anyway, Scott Ritter and Judge Napolitano, they were getting ready to fly to the St. Petersburg Forum, Economic Forum, which starts tomorrow. I won't be attending, but I've got other things I got to do. So anyways, they got taken off the flight to Istanbul, because the flights go from New York to Istanbul, Istanbul to Moscow. And not only are they taken off the flight for no apparent reason, other than, they're against the power that be, and they're speaking truth to power, and to the peasants, waking them up, they're being used. Ritter also had his passport confiscated. Now, I guarantee you, there'll be charges against at least Ritter, if not both of them, sooner than later. The crackdown started, and they're not going to let anybody open their mouth. So that moment of truth is basically already here. That soft tyranny is turning hard. It's turning hard fast. And those velvet gloves are being replaced with metal spiked gauntlets. And they're going to beat your teeth in, and they're going to beat the teeth into your children and your wives, and they're going to dig up the bones of your parents if they're dead and kick their bones around. You have no idea what's coming your way. And that's only going to accelerate. Time's come. That's it. Boys and girls, we're here. We're taking our first tentative steps to full American tyranny. Sure, Biden won't probably live long enough to see that full tyranny, but his handlers sure as hell will. So that's it, boys and girls. It's not even clown world anymore. Unless you're talking about that movie, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Or maybe from underground. But the lizard people are definitely taking over. And that's it. And I'm being facetious when I say lizard people. I don't believe in lizard people. But they are lizards, for all the matter. They're not... These whack jobs that are now in power in the U.S., they're going to leave a very long trail of bodies and blood and bodies. And the question is, how many people have the spine to stand up to them? Probably not many. God bless.